Hi, my name is Safi, and you're listening to Professionalrambler podcast. This episode 18, where I'm going to talk about diet culture and the popularization that's going on right now in social media and in real life. And the lizard situation that happened Monday night. Fun stuff, fun episode. Let's continue. Let's listen, and what's up? How you doing? How's your day? If anyone hasn't told you yet, you're fucking amazing and you're fucking beautiful and I love you so fucking much. Yeah. And so let's get into the episode. And I'm doing good if you wanted to ask or whatever. My first point I have of diet culture is the promotion of different diets, like the keto diets, intermittent fasting, like all these different types of fasting. And then also like YouTube, like those what I eat in a day videos of all the definition of diet culture, of like you never really see them like just like eating any type of food. They always follow some type of diet, and those type of videos are promoting people to eat that type of way, and like you have to get this type of food if you want to look like me. I got the girls that are doing it, or the guys that are also doing it are toned up or like skinny, and like just like that. It's like promoting that type of lifestyle, but like it's just the promotion of diet culture and like people giving tips on like how to fast and stuff like that. On like if you fast, you're gonna lose weight, but that's actually not a theory, because that's fake news. Fake news, Kofefe. Oh, remember when that was a thing, Kofefe? So I was just like, because like when you're fasting, your body actually gains more weight, and the only time like where people think they're losing weight is because of like when you see anorexic people, because they don't eat for like more than 3 months, so like they've already put their body on that thing, and that's when you become anorexic and gain and earn that eating disorder, and stuff like that. So it's just like, if you eat in the morning and like not eat the entire day, you're actually gaining more weight. Or if you don't eat the entire day and only eat at night, you're gaining more weight. So when you're not eating your balanced 3 meals or like stuff like that, your body's getting more weight. And I would fucking know, because that's where I gain the most weight from. And like I'm pretty sure I started gaining weight from like freshman year, from when I was like 14, so freshman year of high school. Because like I was not eating regularly. Like I've always been eating intuitive eating, where I eat whenever the fuck I want. But that's my problem. Like sometimes I don't feel like eating or something like that. So like when you space out and don't give your body like that food, you're actually gaining weight and stuff like that. Because like I gained a lot of weight, but I'm like my body's not healthy at all because I'm not eating, and I'm trying to get back into eating, but it's like I don't feel like eating, and I'm just like so just like there's a lot of like factors, like just someone doesn't just have to be eating a lot for them to gain weight. That's not the only factor. Not eating at all makes you gain weight. So like the whole promoting of diet, of fasting and different foods to eat, that's not it. Because I'm like, if you want to be skinny or like lose weight, you fasting, it's gonna do the opposite and makes you gain weight. And then you also see a lot of these videos on like TikTok of people who like lost a whole lot of weight over quarantine, of like, and then people in the comments are like, oh my god, what are some tips? I want to lose weight. But I'm just like, girl, you can't lose weight unless you work out, and you have to want to work out. You shouldn't go to the gym because you want to be skinny. You should go to the gym because it's good for your mental health, and like just like working out is good for your mental health, and you should do it because you genuinely want to, and not want it because to have the perfect body of like you see on Instagram and stuff like that. So it's just like, yeah, if you want to lose weight, the only way, like all these tips that's all over Google, YouTube, social media and everything are not really helping you, because like the only way to really truly lose weight is by going to the gym, and you should only go to the gym if you actually really want to, because it's so, yeah. And like like people are like if you really want to lose weight, the fastest way to lose weight is working out. Like, that's the only way you can really lose weight. Like, yeah, if you're maybe eating like 10 meals a day, maybe you should like lower your meals a day. But like, really, just eat whatever the fuck you want. Don't overeat and don't undereat. Just eat when your body is full and when your body is hungry. Like, I also want to like kind of touch on like how like fat people in are seen as the enemy. Like in like people who have a little bit more meat on them, and this is special. Like you, this is also for like women and men. You never really see fat people see in the movie scene that they never portray the sexy, or like fat people in movies, they always have to be the comedian. They always have to be a comedian. They always have to be the butt of everyone's jokes. So, and I'm just like, hold up, what the fuck? Like, and like fat people in media are literally only seen as like the comedian. And then when I forgot who told me, but like someone told me to like realize like, what movie do you see that like a fat person or someone who's not stereotypically skinny is portrayed as like the person to go after, not the part of the joke. Like and like having any type of meat on you is just like seeing like you can see this in like black sitcoms, and you can see this in like in any fucking media thing. It's like they're never seen as skinny, and I'm just like, and that's interesting, and so that's why no one ever wants to be fat, because when they're fat, they can never be like idealized or like just like being, because everyone wants to be seen as sexy. Like I have that insecurity with myself also, like just like I'm like, if my stomach is showing, I'm just like, no one's like me, like I feel self-conscious or whatever. I'm just like, but like the idea that like, so it's like that, and that's where like the idea of diet culture kind of stems from, because of like, well, if I have fat on me, no one will see, no one's gonna tell that I'm if I have fat on me, no one's gonna see me as sexy, or like, no, I'm not even sexy. I feel like sexy for me is like, it's a bit of an outreach, but like no one's like, it's just like that whole like thing, and like that's why diet culture continues to be perpetuated in our society, because of like that idea that like fat people can never really be sexy, and so it's just like we need to fucking like just like the everything with them like social construct just needs to be just like, because what the fuck, because everyone is sexy. Like, you're fucking hot as shit. Like, have you seen yourself? Like, you're hot as shit. I like also want to talk about how like people with ED, like eating disorders, like your ED is only valid if you're stereotypically skinny. If you've already been like dieting for like months, and that's when people are like, oh yeah, she obviously has anorexia or like bulimia. But like, it's like no one ever notices someone's ED in the first stages, and like, because you can tell when someone is not eating, like when you go out with a friend or when you're just with friends, you're like, have you eaten all day? And like, they're like, no, I just don't feel hungry. But like, we have to force our friends to eat because these are the first stages of ED. Bigger people also suffer from ED because and like no one is like, someone may not be eating for like a week, and like no one, a bigger person, and nobody ever notices when they're like streaming for help. But like, people only ever like focus on like the skinny person, they're like, eat more, but to the fat person they're like, eat less. But I'm like, you shouldn't be eating less, because I'm like, you should be eating what your body wants, and like still be having that same like everybody still needs to be having that same level of like physical distance. I gotta tell myself that sometimes, because sometimes I just be in my room for a while. I'm just like, oh my god, I don't. And then so it's just like everybody's kind of like having that like, what do you call it? It's just like, yeah, bigger people are told to eat less, but skinnier people are told to eat more, and that's just perpetuating the whole idea of eating disorders. And then just like like having an idea of like people giving tips on like what to eat, and be like, this helps me like keep my figure, or like this helps me stay skinny, or like whatever, because like I'm just like, just shut the fuck up. Like, that's genuinely all I can say. Like, just shut the fuck up. And I'm just like, that whole idea keeps perpetuating the same idea of just like, skin is right, I'm supposed to be skinny. I'm just like, shut up, child. I'm like, so that yeah, like, we need to be checking in on our friends, no matter what your body type is. Everyone still needs to be eating. I gotta really tell myself this. I'm saying this, so it's like I'm manifesting this into myself. So I eat properly, because I lose track of time. I don't eat because I've like, if you could say, like, whatever, my diet personally is always been intuitive eating, so I eat whenever I want, and that's why I forget to eat, because sometimes I will only eat like toast in the morning, and I'm like, oh shit, it's only 9 o'clock, and I haven't eaten anything all day. I'm just like, yeah. And like, our society has kind of portrayed food as a bad thing, and like, food is seen as the enemy. Like, you don't ever want to eat. You don't ever want to be seen as eating. And like, you could, growing up, you can see this like in movies and stuff like that. And like, sometimes YouTube videos for our generation, like, people like, when people go on dates and stuff, they joke about like ordering a salad, and like the guy gets to order like a fuck whatever, and like you don't even finish your salad. You're like, oh my god, I'm full, and like, that's what it meant to be a proper girl. Like, food, like, food is fucking delicious. Like, we all know food is delicious, and we need to continue to eat, because I'm like, just eat, like, because we could literally die any fucking day. So just eat, like. Just eat. Like, eat whenever you want, and not have, you shouldn't, like, yeah, I've been a victim of this, and where I'll be like, oh my god, how to lose weight in, like, fucking 10 days or something like that. I'm just like, boy, this shit never works. That's what, I'm just like, and then I'm just like, also, it's like, just eat whenever you want. Eat, and like, food is, like, seen as the common enemy, especially against girls also, and also, like, how guys are supposed to eat a lot, because I'm just, but, like, and, like, because food makes you gain weight, and I'm just like, just eat. And like, food in our society is like seen as like an enemy, and like, you're not supposed to enjoy food. You're only supposed to you're only supposed to eat food, like the bare minimum food that your body needs, so like you don't fucking pass out. That's how food is. That's what food is meant to be in our society. But I'm just like, food is delicious. So if you cook your food right, food is delicious. So I'm just like, that whole thinking of like food being the enemy is just really fucking weird. And also I want to talk about how like eating disorders are only a real thing about among women, and because of wanting to look like women, look like the women in media, of like, yeah, because men also do have eating disorders, but no one really looks at that, because they're like, yeah, whatever. And just, like, that's the same thing as like men and bigger people, like bigger women, on those are the two that no one ever really realized, unless you're like skinny and like you can see your ribs. No one gives a fuck about your eating disorders, and eating disorders are not, and like a lot of women, a lot of girls suffer from eating disorders. I'm pretty sure, and like, we don't know what it is. I'm pretty sure I think for most of my life I kind of had an eating disorder, but like, because I did not want to eat, because I was like, if I eat I'll gain weight. But I'm like, I gained weight because from not eating, and that whole idea is of like, you not eating to just like to keep a figure or like do something like that. And I'm just like, everyone, like, young girls suffer from eating disorder, especially with like with families like saying like, oh my god, you don't want, look at how much she's eating, like she's gonna gain weight, she's gonna like be fat, and like being fat is like seen as such a bad thing. And I'm just like, yeah, but like I'm just like, so it's like, when you hear your family keep saying like, don't eat or you're gonna get big, don't eat or you're gonna get big, don't eat unless you're gonna get big. So it's like, that thing's like it getting installed in your brain. So you continue to like be like, and so you're like, I'm only gonna eat a little. I don't want to gain weight because it's seen as a bad thing. And also, like, in our society, when people be like, I feel fat, I say this to myself also. It's like, people will be like, I feel fat. I'm just like, fat is not a feeling. Like, it's not a feeling. Fat is not a bad thing. And it's like, oh, I feel bloated. I feel fat. Like, bloated is the word you use, because you're like, oh, I just ate. I'm so full. Yeah, but like, people are like, oh my god, I feel so fat. I'm just like, it's like, feeling fat is not a thing. Yeah, you feel bloated. You feel full because you ate properly. You ate what you were supposed to, and that is a good thing. And it's just like, the idea is just so messed up, in my opinion. Okay, so I want to talk about the body positivity movement. How, like, to being, like, in the body positivity movement, like, a lot of them is, like, you have to be, like, thick with no stomach. Like, that's really weird. Like, you have to be like, have a fat ass, but you can't have a stomach. You have to have like boobs, but like not have like stretch marks. You have to have like, and like, so it's like, it's still making you fit in that like in the professional modeling thingies of how like the people the people they put in the magazine and stuff, like they kind of like make sure their bodies are toned, so like you don't really see like XX fat, or you don't see like any like actual bodies, like it's like to try to like, and that's what the idea around body positivity is like. So if you're big, I gotta try to shape up myself to so I look like the girls in the magazines, or it's just like, yeah, and like I'm just like, that's very fucking interesting. So I was just like, the whole body positivity movement is contradicting of itself, and the contradicting of the main purpose of why it started, because and continues to make people feel bad and making food seem like the enemy, because food is truly not the enemy, because food is fucking delicious. We all know, like, food is great, and just continue to like see like just, yeah, I'm just like, that's not cool. Like, sis, oh my god, chill. So it's just like, yeah, the body positivity movement is extremely contradicting of itself, and the acceptable body for like regular magazines, that sounds really fucking weird, is you have to be skinny, tall, and also I know this is not you know what, yeah, and like the acceptable bodies are like, you have to be skinny and tall, white, and yeah, and have Eurocentric features, and like Eurocentric features comes with weight, and like you have to be skinny, and you just have to like be a perfect girl, and like you never like see people who look like the regular black person or just like the regular white person. You just like, they have to be perfect, and this idea of perfection ruins a lot of people of like with weight insecurities and just like different types of shit. I'm just like, just like with families, like just stop putting the ideas in your kids of like being skinny is pretty, or because being skinny is not is like, skinny people are also unhealthy as fuck. Like, for example, like my sister, like during high school, like she would barely eat. I ran a lot of track, so like she was skinny, but like she wasn't really she wasn't healthy at all because she was not eating. But like when she got to college, she started eating more, so she started gaining weight, and that's when my like people were like, oh my god, like family friends would be like, oh my god, she's getting bigger or stuff like that, and like that's the same with me. Like people would like always point out my weight. I'm just like, what is wrong with my weight? Because I'm just like, what the fuck? Like people are really fucking annoying, and also like how working out is being forced onto people of like all these like YouTubers, day my life workout videos, and like, yeah, they mean it in like a peaceful way or like an innocent way, but it's really fucking not, because they're perpetuating this idea that you have to be skinny. And there was this one YouTuber I used to watch. I believe I used to watch her like sophomore year of high school or some shit, and like her name's like Casey Betting. Her whole channel went down the hill. Like, I stopped watching her. It was like because she started to go back. Like she was like the ideal definition of the beauty standard. She was tall and skinny, and like, yeah, she was still skinny. But then she like, I think she was like 21 or 22, and then she was like, I want to work out and go back to exactly what I was in high school. But like, she's still skinny. She still barely has no fat. She was like, I want to go back to being 120. I'm like, being 120, I've been like a 21, 22-year-old should not be the fucking ideal. Should not be the fucking ideal. Like, being 140, especially since she's also tall. So like, being tall adds to your weight, because yeah. And so it's just like she all her videos end up becoming around like working out, eating. I was just like, why are you trying to get into this something in high school that you wear, and there's nothing wrong with what she was? And I'm just like, yeah. So I was like, yeah, it's okay. Fast food is not good, but we are still gonna keep eating. I love my fast food. Anyway, so it's just like, and then her entire channel became centered on like her working and stuff, and now she does some couple channel fuck shit. I'm like, I don't even watch her anymore because her channel got really annoying. And yeah, so it's just like these ideas of these YouTubers, these TikTokers perpetuating this idea of like diet culture and be like, you have to fast, you have to eat this food if you want to lose weight and stuff like that. But I'm just like, why the fuck are you trying to look like a bunch of Instagram models when you can look like yourself because you can die any day? That sounds really fucking pessimistic. But yeah, I'm just like, you can die in this, so why are you trying to look like other people? And to, exactly, I'm like, and also, like, people are going to the gym not for the right reasons, and, like, going to the gym to be skinny. But I'm just like, you shouldn't be going to the gym to be skinny. You should be going to the gym because it's good for you. It's good for your mental health. And you just, like, you should go because you want to and not because, like, you want that ideal body. Actually, if that ideal body is part of your mental health, go for it. But, like, you shouldn't just do it for the ideal reasons of you'll be more, people will like you more by society and stuff like that. Because I think about that too. I'm like, look, I want to go to the gym, so maybe, like, I'll have that, like, I'll be skinny, I'll be able to wear all this stuff, and also, like, that's also one thing I was talking about. I'll be able to do all this stuff. People will like me, people find me attractive and stuff like that. But I'm just like, why am I trying to do this for someone else? Why the fuck does it fucking matter? And that whole thing continues to just, like, be like, what the fuck? And, like, yeah, and, like, this whole idea of, like, just not being, like, being big or having a big fat on you makes you less sexy and, like, not makes you less, appeasing to people and stuff like that. And, yeah, and, like I said, like I said multiple times, the only good diet is intuitive eating. Intuitive eating is the only good diet there is, because it's like following your body. You have to listen to your body. And then, like, I lose track of time. Might be part of the ADHD, but, like, yeah, I constantly lose track of time. So I eat whenever my body wants to, and that's bad because I need to, like, set, like, an alarm clock. Be like, girl, Sophia, at, like, 3 o'clock you need to eat. At, like, 9 o'clock you need to eat. I'm just like, so, like, I'll eat at, like, 12 p.m. and I also learned that when you eat at 12 p.m. before you go to bed, like, you also gain weight. So I also did that a lot too. But it's just like, just eat whatever the fuck you want because we're going to die anyway. So yeah, diet culture is extremely fucking toxic. I hate it. Just eat. Because we only live once, so why try to look like other people? Okay, so now I'm going to talk about the lizard situation of why she was trending on Monday night of December 14th and why people were calling her out and stuff like that. So Monday, Lizzo posted TikTok and Instagram of her doing a 10-day cleanse detox smoothie and just, like, doing that. And then people were like, she's promoting detox culture and she's promoting this and this and this. And then, yeah, because that sounds like contradictory of exactly what, that sounds like contradictory of this entire episode, like, detox culture is toxic. But then I went on her original post and then on Instagram, because I don't have TikTok anymore, so I can't see the TikTok video. So I went, and then the post on Instagram is literally what I eat in a day, one of 11 Smith 10-day smoothie detox. And then in a big enough font where everyone can see, she put disclaimer: I was practicing safe detox methods with a nutritionist. Do not try without research. So I was like, she talked to a nutritionist about it. Like, she went along with the nutritionist, like. And so this is nutritionist recommended, and it's not one of those, like, bullshit nutritionist things online. So I was like, so what exactly is the problem? So it seeps into also anti-blackness, because a lot of people would call her out was like white feminist and stuff like that. So I was just like, what's wrong with it? And then she posted this video that along with it of her explaining why she did it and what. So I was like, okay, let me listen.
So I did the 10-day smoothie detox, and as you know, I would normally be so afraid and ashamed to post things like this online, because I feel like as a big girl, people just expect if you are doing something for health, you're doing it for, like, a dramatic weight loss, and that is not the case. In reality, November stressed me the fuck out. I drank a lot. I ate a lot of spicy things and things that fucked my stomach up, and I wanted to reverse it and get back to where I was. I'm so proud of myself. I'm proud of my results. My sleep has improved, my hydration, my inner peace, my mental stability, my fucking body, my fucking skin, the whites of my eyes. Like, I feel and look like a bad bitch. And I think, like, that's it. I'm a big girl who did a smoothie detox. And I wanted to share that with you guys. I got exactly what I wanted out of it. And every big girl should do whatever the fuck they want with their bodies.
Exactly. So like this, she literally said like this was good for her mental health. This was what exactly she needed because in November she had a really rough time, and just like with food and like just like she wanted to, and it helped her with sleep. It helped her with, and she felt healthier. She felt better. She felt mentally healthy. She felt great. And I was like, so what exactly is the problem? And then like I went on Twitter to see like what's the opposing side and stuff like that, and like. So, a Twitter user by the name MCCIAVUCCO said, so Lizzo, the beacon of body positivity, is promoting detox diets. Nah, hell no, this is so disappointing. Can truly get in the bin now. Like, what the fuck? Like, she never said, Lizzo never promoted body positivity. She's just a black woman who happens to be fat. So I'm like, since when does this label of fat activism get her name? So I was like, what the fuck? Get your ass out of here, like, coming for a black woman. She never, and of course it's a white woman saying it. Like, why the fuck is a white woman in a black woman's business? Tell me, again, I don't know. Okay, so, like, I saw this one tweet of, she deleted it. I should have screenshot it. So, like, I went on her profile, and she was, like, deleted my tweet with Lizzo because people had a lot of feelings about, and let's clarify, in this a world of difference between something with my own body and promoting a detox. As many of us try to keep our time and diet free, it's reasonable to be disappointed. No, it's not, because this is Lizzo's journey. And the thing with Lizzo is, like, Lizzo never claimed to be a fat activist. All Lizzo did was walk into the room and be fat. And people were like, oh, she's a fat queen. But, like, Lizzo is a black woman, period. But, like, people are so close to, like, putting different labels on her identity of, like, she's a black singer, rapper, of just, like, she's just a black woman. And so it's, like, she's able to do whatever the fuck she wants. Like, she's literally promoting it with a nutritionist. She was like, do your fucking research before you doing any of these smoothies. So what exactly is the fucking problem? And then also with this, also another Twitter user. Oh, I found so small using that. So, like, yeah, the problem is, like, white feminists are calling her fatphobic because she posted a diet / her fitness journey. Even though she specifically said she was scared that people could see her size and not gonna make it about weight loss when she's just trying to be healthy after a bad month. And that's generally what it was. It wasn't about weight loss or anything like that. She just wanted to be healthy, and, like, the whole thing makes no fucking sense of, like, people trying to, like, call her out on, like, stuff like that. Okay, so this Twitter user, Deshaun LH, tweeted, Lizzo never positioned herself as a fat liberationist. She's always been a black woman who also happens to be fat, and therefore chose to love herself out loud. Not someone who was committed to fat liberation by name. So the response of this is all weird, and the representation politics fail us. Does that sense the impact that her actions of the rest of us fat black folks not in her position? Absolutely not. But in the anger being launched at her for not being the person many people projected her on to be is weird and fucked up. Body positivity is not a fat liberation. Body positivity or anything of that nature placed in politics or someone else is actually violence against the very anger at them for not embodying the politics that only harms us all. I know that a lot of my peers, even in my won't agree with this, but that's fine. So, but so many of the cages, Lizzo and other fat folks, in a way that I'm wholeheartedly as an abolitionist and a fat liberationist. Do I agree what she did? Of course. Diet culture is an overall diet industrial complex. It's a violent fuck, but this is overwhelming response feels so removed and unfair. It's a magnification of course, and this is not a space for that for any of you fat folks. So I'm happily going to go through blocking. Yeah. So exactly, Lizzo's not a fat liberationist. She never said that. She's just a black woman who happens to be fat, and she's allowed to do whatever the fuck she wants. And she talked to a nutrition about it. So, like, why the fuck do people give a fuck? And, like, anything that Lizzo does, ever since she got her big break, she's always been criticized for it, no matter what. And this is the fact for many black women of, like, black women do one thing and, like, all of a sudden, like, can black women just simply just exist without being criticized for every minor thing? So it just goes to the deeper conversation of black women, of how black women are constantly criticized for every goddamn thing they do. So yeah, so like I want to know what you guys' opinion on this is. Like, what do you guys think of it? Like, what does this conversation like spark up with you? And like, yeah, so yeah, okay, so this is where I'm gonna end this week's episode. If you guys enjoyed it, feel free to give this podcast a 5 stars on Apple Podcasts if you're listening on Apple Podcasts, and you could always feel free to follow me on my Instagram at Professionalrambler, or if you have any questions or concerns, you can email me at professionalramblerpodcast@gmail.com. And yeah, this was an exciting topic to talk about, and I enjoyed really talking about it. And just like the toxicity of diet culture is really fucking annoying, and it's just like the way it keeps on being perpetuated on and on, and it's just really fucking annoying. So yeah, and I'll see you guys in my next week's episode. Bye.